And finally, in our news, health officials are seeing an increase of a deadly mosquito-borne virus in Central Florida County and are asking everyone to cover up and be safe. Our EBC correspondent was able to get a behind-the-scenes look at how one Florida county combat mosquitoes and deadly arboviruses. Melissa Allet reports.
In Central Florida, with its generally hot and wet climate, pesky mosquitoes are almost a year-round problem. EBC got a behind-the-scenes look at what one Florida county is doing in the war against mosquitoes and in helping to protect the public against the deadly arboviruses they transmit. Dr. Carl Bohini is the Director and Program Manager for the Polk County Mosquito Control Unit.
Polk County is a very huge county, over 2,000 square miles. So we have a lot of mosquitoes here. And we have about 62 trap sites around the county, and each week we sample those and we set out traps and retrieve those traps and they catch mosquitoes. And then in those traps, then we know where there are lots of mosquitoes, and we treat for those particular areas. Yeah.
Even in the fall months, when the majority of the country is experiencing significantly cooler weather, mosquito populations in the Sunshine State continue to thrive and pose a threat to public health.
In Florida, we basically have mosquitoes all throughout the year. Mm-hmm. By December, January, the numbers are very low, but we do have mosquitoes, and they're still capable of transmitting the diseases. Mm-hmm. Yes, we've caught mosquitoes in our trap when the overnight temperature was, below 50. I've seen mosquitoes in our traps when the outside temperature was about 45 degrees.
Well, I want to talk about this trap here. This is actually what we call a gravity trap. Mosquitoes find this an ideal place to lay their eggs. And at the same time, we have this, which has a fan, which can suck the adults into the trap. So we can get the eggs as well as the adults in this particular trap.
In order to combat the multitudes of mosquitoes throughout the county, the Mosquito Control Unit uses a comprehensive approach which includes both monitoring and controlling mosquito populations by various means. Dr. Bohini explains their Sentinel Chickens program.
Currently, we have 6 Sentinel flock sites around the county. Each flock site has about 6 chickens. Okay. We draw blood samples from them, and then we send them to the lab, and we test for antibodies for West Nile, Triple E, that's Eastern Equine Encephalitis, and West Nile virus, St. Louis encephalitis. It's like an early warning system for us. If those that particular site test positive, for say West Nile, so we know that there's West Nile virus in the area, and we go to that area and try to spray the area to try to kill the mosquitoes.
Airplanes and trucks are used for spraying pesticides over vast areas. Nick Arbo gave us a tour of one of their mosquito spray trucks.
This is the chemical tank. We have Control 3030, permethrin kind of, chemical. Much softer than some of the other chemicals used in the industry, but still fairly effective. The computer is taking a GPS track of the vehicle, knowing how fast it's going, and changes the pump speed so that we're always getting an even spray, whether the driver's going 30 miles an hour or 10 miles an hour.
Oh, okay. To help ensure that the mosquitoes aren't becoming resistant to the pesticides being used, chemical resistance testing is conducted periodically.
At the beginning of every season, we test whether all the chemicals that we're using are effective in killing the mosquitoes.
The Polk County Mosquito Control Unit also works to educate the public about eliminating mosquito breeding sites around the home and preventing mosquito bites.
We always advise, number one, tourists and even the general population to wear repellents if they're going out, especially during dusk and dawn. EPA recommends, repellents with DEET and picaridin, they are very good. And DEET has been used for a very long time. It has a very good history, and that's what we use.
According to the Polk County Mosquito Control Unit and the Florida Department of Health, it can be hard to pinpoint exactly when mosquito season will end. Thus, it is strongly recommended that Central Floridians, as well as tourists visiting the region, take proper measures to always protect themselves and their families. Signing off from Bartow, Florida, I'm Melissa Allen, and always 1 with 25.